Hey, how's it going everyone? Tazen here, today with some more awesome JRPG and Japanese video game related news. And today we've got some awesome news regarding the Ni No Kuni series. It's recently been announced by Level 5, the developers of both Ni No Kuni games, and Warner Brothers Japan, that Ni No Kuni will be getting an animated film. Now this animated film has already been announced to be coming out in Japan summertime this year. That is mid-year, so Northern Hemisphere summertime. Hopefully we do get an English release later, which I have a confident feeling that we will, given the global success and release of both Ni No Kuni games. But going over some of the first details released on this movie, being that of who are working on it, as well as some of the story and also character and image designs here. So firstly, looks like the scriptplay and original draft and story is being worked on by Akihiro Hino. Now he's actually credited as the writer for both the first and second Ni No Kuni games, so it's cool to see that one of, if not the main story writer for both of the games, coming onto the story for this movie. Secondly, the director is Yoshiyuki Momose. Now he's worked on many Studio Ghibli films and he's also worked on both Ni No Kuni games. And we've also got the composer being Joe Hisaishi, who is also the composer for both Ni No Kuni games, and he's actually composed many film scores, I believe over 100, and many of them being with Hayao Miyazaki. I think there's only one Hayao Miyazaki film that he hasn't scored for, so it's really cool to see that a lot of these people are coming both from the Ni No Kuni games and Studio Ghibli films and sort of coming together, making somewhat of a dream team. Now the animation studio is OLM Inc. and they've worked on animes like Pokemon and the Yokai Watch series. And then of course Warner Brothers Movies will be distributing this. Now going on to some of the story details revealed for this movie. So Ni No Kuni, the other world that is parallel to our world, which is explored in the games. This one is involving both the worlds again. So following an incident involving their childhood friend Kotona, high school student Yu and his best friend Haru will travel back and forth between the two worlds. And as the lives of each world's Kotona are simultaneously endangered, what will be the ultimate choice surrounding the three friends and Ni No Kuni? Now there's something there where I'm not sure whether it was mistranslated, where it says, and as the lives of each world's Kotona. So I'm not sure if that's referring to that this girl has somewhat of an existence in both worlds, or there's sort of two versions of her. But here we've got some information on the characters that we were talking about. So firstly, Yu, who appears to be the main character here, this is just an image design of him, and it says he's a wheelchair bound and brilliant young man at the top of his high school class. He's always had hidden feelings for Kotona, who is going out with their childhood friend Haru. Haru is also Yu's best friend. That is an awkward yet interesting three-way love triangle there. But then looking at Haru here, he's Yu's best friend, the popular ace member of the high school basketball club, and also Kotona's boyfriend. Now looking at Kotona, Yu and Haru's childhood friend, an innocent and lovable high school girl, also Haru's girlfriend. So it's interesting to see how these three will come together, whether this also maybe sets up some forms of trials and tribulations between them, some tension, some issues, but overall leads to quite a strong character development and basically a story that can drive forward and a lot of the things that involves them and how they may have to work together. But then going on to some of the artwork, looking at the settings, and here's some of the worlds of Ni No Kuni. And honestly, it looks beautiful. One thing that stands out to me in the Ni No Kuni world is the colors, the beautiful blue skies that we see, all the different little landscapes that I've seen so far, and I have even beaten both of the games. But it's just always something that stands out to me, and it's great to see, you know, a lot of this came from initially work with Studio Ghibli and then inspiration that continued into the second game. Now looking at some of these here, it is absolutely stunning. Look at what appears to be somewhat of a coliseum. Now it'll be interesting to see how this sort of links up with the games in terms of story. Will we see some cameos? Will we see some actually more direct and involved interaction between the games and the characters from those games and the anime films? Now in saying that, it's interesting because the first two games, they take somewhat of quite a time gap between them, at least in the Ni No Kuni world. In the real world, time flows somewhat at a different speed, so it'll be interesting to sort of find out, you know, whether this is actually taking place in modern Japan, similar to Ni No Kuni 2. Just by looking at this bottom image here, we can see it. Maybe that's just an apartment or house somewhere in Japan, so it could still be modern day, meaning it's maybe more closely related to Ni No Kuni 2 timeline wise, at least in the real world. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Really exciting news. Again, I really can't wait to see more, and it's really cool cool that it's been announced to be coming out not too far from now. They've held their cards close to them and they've released the information at good time. So it'll be cool to see, you know, hopefully if not long after down the track, we do get an announcement that it will be getting an English release. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts below, your excitement for this, some of your thoughts on the images, the characters, etc. Maybe the team they're working on it, and also maybe even just your thoughts on the Ni No Kuni series as a whole. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and until next video, stay spot on.